Alright, things this Chicagoan wants you to know. First, I really don't care what you put on your hot dog. You can put all the ketchup on your hot dog and pour it onto your heart's content. It doesn't bother me. But for the record, this is a picture of a real hot dog. Now, I'd be tempted to say Chicago dog, but I'm just saying hot dog because this is the way a hot dog should be built all around the country. No, all around the world, this should be a hot dog. Let's take a close look. First, you have your pickle spear right here. And if you see these little dark specks on the pickle spear, that's celery salt. You have to have celery salt. And here you have your classic green relish, right? Bright green relish. And for you restaurants outside of the great city of Chicago, just because you put green relish on your hot dog does not make it a hot dog. Next, and probably most importantly, it's an all beef frank. A thick all beef frank. Not one of those skinny coney dogs that you find in Detroit, just, laced with filler with no meat inside of it. Alright, thick all beef Vienna hot dog. Then you have to have a jalapeno, at least one, preferably 2 or 3. Alright, you have to have a little spice in there. You have your tomatoes, you have your chopped onions, and you have your mustard. Finally, and probably most importantly, you need to have a sesame seed bun, steamed sesame seed bun. Alright, you put those ingredients together, and that is a hot dog. Alright, moving forward. Wrigley Field is the best looking ballpark in America. Not America. Wrigley Field is the best looking park in America. Period. Don't tell me about Boston. Don't tell me about Los Angeles, St. Louis. Nice parks, but you know what? It's not Wrigley. Plain and simple. Don't ask me to take you to Navy Pier. I don't like Navy Pier. Alright, I've been there a couple of times. It's okay. The food's way too expensive. Everything's way too expensive. I don't like the big Ferris wheel. I'm afraid of heights. Most of the people there are tourists anyway. It bugs me. Next, also, Michigan Avenue. Real Chicagoans really try to avoid walking up and down Michigan Avenue and shopping. They really don't go downtown that often because they live in the city, and you go downtown, up and down Michigan Avenue, and it's full of tourists, and it's annoying, right? Next, when I go to Michigan Avenue, all right, do me a favor. Don't stop in the middle of the sidewalk. It blocks traffic. It gets crowded. Look around you. It's crowded. You don't just stop in the middle of the sidewalk and jam things up. Move over to the side. Go to the curb. Go by the building. Get out the way. Next, if you were raised in the suburbs and you still live in the suburbs, I got news for you. You're not from Chicago. You're not a Chicagoan. I'm sorry. If you're from Evanston, you're an Evanstonian. If you're from Morton Grove, you're a Morton Grovian, whatever you want to call it, but you're not from Chicago. I was born in Uptown, in this neighborhood. Later on, I moved into Edgewater. I went to high school in North Center. All right, that's where Lane Tech is located. Otherwise, if you didn't come from these little neighborhoods, and if you don't know it, apparently you're not from Chicago. All these little sections, these are names of different neighborhoods, and we identify ourselves by our neighborhoods. You're not from Chicago. All right, something that is apparent to Chicagoans that I would like the rest of the country to realize: food in Chicago is the best. All right, I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. Here is an example of a Chicago Italian beef. Look at that, loaded. It's beautiful. Look at all the spices and the peppers. It's juicy. And now I had an Italian beef. This isn't the exact picture, but I got something like this. Oh my God, how disappointing. It came to my plate, and I wanted to throw it back at the guy. It was horrible. All right, now, let me introduce you to a neighborhood restaurant that I go to all the time. It's been there since I was a little kid. Hold on a second. Here we go. Here we go. All right, this is Hella's. It's on Bryn Mawr Avenue, right underneath the L stop. Now this has flavor. This is a restaurant with character. It's been the same for the last 30 years, 40 years for all I know. Look at, you got Christmas lights up. You know, they were up since, I don't know, since the 60s or 70s. I don't know. They've been up there ever since I can remember. All right. The same thing with these gumball machines. You got pictures of Mo, Larry, and Curly. I think I don't know. I think that's Elvis, maybe John Wayne. You got Marilyn Monroe here. You got all kinds of cool pictures. All right. And then, you know, this beer belongs to the guy washing things up. And then here, this again, Hella's, Bryn Mawr Avenue, Chicago North Side. Now, let me give you a picture of another Hella's. Look at that. No character. It looks like a Taco Bell. I don't want to eat there. And then the best thing about Hella's is the gyros. Okay? When I came to Detroit, or the suburbs of Detroit, I ordered a gyro. I got something like this. I didn't know what this was. Alright? What is this? Lettuce. You don't put lettuce on a gyro. I don't know what these people are thinking. This is a gyro. Alright? And notice I pronounce it gyro. It's not gyro. Gyro. Alright, here is, you know, it's not a Hella's gyro. It's close. If it was a Hella's gyro, you would have about 4 or 5 jalapeno peppers. Okay? But other than that, it's pretty comparable. Alright? This is a true gyro. Not this nonsense. Alright? None of this stuff. Finally, before I go, here is where the White Sox play. If you're not familiar, White Sox is the second best team in the city of Chicago. They're on the south side. You can call the park, you can call the stadium White Sox Park. That's acceptable. You can call it Comiskey, the old Comiskey Park. But if you're in my presence, do not call it U.S. Cellular Field. You're going to get a slap. White Sox Park, Comiskey Park, you call it U.S. Cellular Field, I'm kicking you out of my house. All right. Thanks for watching. This is part 1, and hope to see you on part 2. Bye.